Welcome back to my channel StarWire Daily. Please share and subscribe and press the bell icon for new updates. August 6, 2024. The notification pings on millions of phones simultaneously. Kelly Clarkson has just posted on Instagram, and within minutes, the entertainment world stops scrolling. Unfortunately, I need to postpone the remainder of the August studio session dates in Las Vegas. But it's what comes next that sends shockwaves through Hollywood, a rare glimpse behind the curtain of a story that proves, sometimes, love really does conquer all. Kelly Clarkson, America's original idol. Standing at the crossroads between her thriving career and an impossible family situation. Her studio sessions residency at Caesars Palace was supposed to be her triumphant return to intimate live performance. Fans had traveled from across the globe. The shows were selling out. The reviews were glowing. And then, in one Instagram post, everything changed. Welcome back to StarWire Daily, where we dive deep into the stories that make Hollywood's biggest stars beautifully, achingly human. I'm your host. And today, we're unpacking one of the most unexpected and heartbreaking chapters in Kelly Clarkson's journey. A chapter that reveals what happens when real life crashes into the carefully orchestrated world of celebrity. Let's start with what we know. Kelly Clarkson's studio sessions at the Coliseum at Caesars Palace launched in July 2024 to rave reviews. This wasn't just another Vegas residency. This was Kelly's passion project. An intimate experience she had called my favorite residency, my favorite show I've ever put together, because I love being in the studio. The concept was brilliant in its simplicity. Kelly stripped down to her raw vocal power, performing in a setting that felt more like a recording studio than a traditional concert venue. No massive production numbers, no elaborate costumes, just Kelly, her voice, and the songs that had soundtracked millions of lives. But even before August's devastating announcement, the residency had been tested. In early July, just weeks into the run, Kelly was forced to cancel 2 shows due to vocal strain. The prep and rehearsals have taken a toll on my voice, she had posted hours before she was supposed to perform. I want the shows to be perfect for y'all, and I need to protect myself from doing serious damage. When she returned to the stage on July 11th, Kelly was characteristically honest with her audience. I know some of y'all had tickets for last weekend's shows. I'm so sorry. We can't help our bodies sometimes. You know, we get sick, and that happens. Little did anyone know that this was just the beginning of a much more complex and heartbreaking story. Fast forward to August 6th, and Kelly was facing a situation that made vocal strains seem trivial by comparison. In a post that would redefine how we think about divorce, co-parenting, and human decency, Kelly revealed the unthinkable. While I normally keep my personal life private, this past year, my children's father has been ill, and at this moment, I need to be fully present for them. Brandon Blackstock, the man who had been at the center of one of Hollywood's most contentious divorce battles, was sick. And Kelly Clarkson, despite everything they had been through, despite the legal fights and the public battles, was choosing to be there for him and, more importantly, for their children. Let's pause here and really understand the magnitude of this moment. Kelly and Brandon's divorce had been anything but amicable. Court documents had revealed disputes over spousal support, with Brandon seeking nearly $50,000 a month. There were battles over their Montana ranch, ALLEGATIONS, about financial mismanagement, and years of legal proceedings that played out in the public eye. This was not a fairy tale divorce where everyone remained friends. This was messy, expensive, and emotionally devastating. Kelly had channeled her pain into her music, her talk show, and eventually into rebuilding her life as a single mother. But on August 6th, none of that mattered. What mattered was that River, Rose, 11, and Remington, Remy Alexander, 8, needed their mother to be present while their father battled an undisclosed illness. And Kelly, in a move that shocked even her most devoted fans, chose her children's emotional well-being over her professional obligations. The financial implications were staggering. These weren't just any concerts. These were premium Las Vegas residency shows at one of the most prestigious venues in entertainment. Each postponed show represented hundreds of thousands in lost revenue, disappointed fans, and complicated logistics. Ticketmaster had to scramble to reschedule, ultimately pushing dates all the way to 2026. But here's what makes this story extraordinary. Kelly didn't just make a business decision. She made a human decision. In her Instagram post, she was remarkably vulnerable, sharing something she normally keeps private because the situation demanded transparency with her fans. "I am sincerely sorry to everyone who bought tickets to the shows," she wrote, "and I so appreciate your grace, kindness, and understanding." This wasn't a standard celebrity apology crafted by a PR team. This was a mother speaking directly to people who had invested their time and money in her art, asking for understanding in an impossible situation. The response was immediate and overwhelming. Social media flooded with messages of support, but not just the typical "get well soon" posts. Fans were praising Kelly for her humanity, for choosing family over everything else, for showing that even in the cutthroat world of entertainment, some things matter more than contracts and ticket sales. One fan wrote, "This is why we love you, Kelly. You're real in a world full of fake." Another posted, "As a divorced mom, I respect this decision so much. Your kids will never forget that you were there when it mattered." But let's dive deeper into what this decision really reveals about Kelly Clarkson's evolution as a person and a public figure. When she first rose to fame on American Idol over 2 decades ago, Kelly was young, eager to please, and protective of her children and respectful of boundaries. As Brandon's condition improved, sources close to the family later confirmed he was on the road to recovery. The true impact of Kelly's decision became clear. This wasn't just about postponing a few concerts. This was about redefining what success looks like, what family means after divorce, and what kind of person Kelly Clarkson chooses to be when no one is watching. The rescheduled shows in 2026 will undoubtedly be different. They'll be performed by an artist who has been through even more, who has made even harder choices, who has proven that authenticity isn't just a marketing strategy, it's a way of life. Kelly's decision also sparked broader conversations about work-life balance in the entertainment industry. How many artists have missed crucial family moments for the sake of their careers? How many have regretted choosing professional obligations over personal crises? Kelly's choice gave others permission to prioritize differently. Young artists watching? Kelly's career began to see a different model of success, one where you can be wildly successful professionally while still being present for the people you love. You can have boundaries. You can make choices based on your values rather than your contract obligations. The fan response continued to pour in throughout August and beyond. Concertgoers who had their shows postponed were sharing stories of their own family crises, their own moments when they had to choose between professional and personal commitments. Kelly's vulnerability had created space for others to be vulnerable. 2. Social media became flooded with messages of support, not just for Kelly, but for Brandon as well. Despite their contentious divorce, fans recognized that he was a father, fighting an illness, and that deserved compassion regardless of past conflicts. Looking at Kelly's career trajectory, this moment fits perfectly into her narrative of resilience and authenticity. From her American Idol victory to her honest discussions about mental health, from her openness about divorce to her commitment to her children, Kelly has consistently chosen transparency over image management. The Las Vegas situation was another chapter in that story, perhaps the most important chapter yet. It showed fans and industry insiders alike that success doesn't have to come at the expense of your humanity. You can be a powerhouse performer and a compassionate human being. You can build an empire while still being the kind of person who shows up when someone needs you. The postponed dates also became a masterclass in crisis management. Kelly's Instagram post was perfectly crafted, honest without being overly detailed, apologetic without being defensive, vulnerable without being manipulative. It acknowledged the inconvenience to fans while explaining the impossible situation she faced. Within hours of the post, Caesars Palace and Ticketmaster had coordinated new dates, refund processes, and customer service responses. The entire situation was handled with the kind of professionalism that only comes from having a team that truly understands their artists' values. As 2024 continued, Kelly returned to her other professional commitments: her talk show, her music, her various business ventures. But the August postponement remained a defining moment, a reminder that she had chosen to be fully present for her children. During one of the most challenging periods of their young lives, Rose and Remy got to see their mother make an incredibly difficult decision with grace and love. They witnessed firsthand what it means to prioritize family, even when that family looks different than it used to. Even when it's complicated and messy and expensive. Today, as we look back on Kelly Clarkson's decision to postpone her Las Vegas shows, we see more than just a schedule change. We see a masterclass in authentic leadership, in choosing love over logistics, in being the kind of person who shows up when it matters most. The entertainment world is full of stories about bitter divorces, feuding ex-spouses, and relationships destroyed by fame and money. Kelly and Brandon's story, particularly this health crisis chapter, offers a different narrative, one where growth, maturity, and parental responsibility can transform even the most challenging situations. Kelly's studio sessions will eventually return, probably more powerful than ever. When she takes that intimate stage again, every song will carry the weight of this experience. Every lyric about family, about love, about doing the right thing will resonate with an audience that has watched her live these values in real time. The fans who waited, rescheduled their Vegas trips, who showed patience and understanding. They weren't just supporting a concert postponement. They were supporting a mother who chose to be present during a